The Megadeth scandal, Black Sabbath's first ever book, and Iron Maiden are celebrating their 50th anniversary at Knebworth. Metal is life and well, so let's see what keeps it going today. Here you go. The Black Sabbath book. Black Sabbath goes to the bookshelves. This week, the legendary band finally announced the publication of their first ever official book titled The Masters of Reality: Why Black Sabbath Matters, which I actually think is a pretty cool title for it.
Yes, that's true.
And so this book was actually created in collaboration with nobody else but the legendary photographer Ross Halfin, who worked directly with the band members. And it will be covering the band's original lineup and trace the history of Black Sabbath from the late 60s to their final show in Birmingham last year, as well as of course feature gazillion photographs, many of which will actually be published for the very first time ever, as well as essays by Dave Ling and Jeff Borden, who interviewed Black Sabbath members exclusively for this book. And so Masters of Reality: Why Black Sabbath Matters will be out this October already, with it, of course, being released in a bunch of very special editions, including Super Deluxe Signed Edition and Super Deluxe Signed Metal Edition, those being limited to 300 and 200 copies respectively, and both featuring the hand-signed by all 4 members book plate. Yes, by all 4 band members. And with the Metal Edition also being bound in a metal cover, while the Super Deluxe one bound in a black recycled leather. And here's the thing, guys, in addition to being a fan of Black Sabbath, I am actually a huge fan of Ross Halfin. And having a bunch of his books, I am actually more than sure that it will be a rather special one. So I really want to get hold of this book for my personal collection. But what I cannot believe is that this book will be the first ever official book released by Black Sabbath. How the flip is that even possible?
Can you believe that?
Here guys, a rather important thing. I actually was not supposed to release Metal Digest this week because I am traveling, as you can see, and it's very hard for me to record it. But the thing is that I just realized that it is actually a Metal Digest number 100! And I simply could not believe it. So, first and foremost, thank you guys so much for this incredible metal community that we're building together, and for this thing that has become a weekly hangout for so many of us around the world. I'm absolutely thrilled to be discussing the biggest and the most important metal news with you every weekend. So thank you guys. Honestly, this just means the world to me. And by the way, guys, if you still haven't subscribed to this channel, I would really appreciate it if you would consider doing so. Let's continue building this amazing heavy metal community together. The best Anthrax song ever. Finally, Anthrax released the second single from their upcoming, highly anticipated album, Cursum Perficio, titled The Edge of Perfection. Which means that, yes, after years of teasing and speculations, the new Anthrax album is actually coming. What's interesting is that Scott Ian actually called this track the greatest Anthrax song in the history of Anthrax, and even more so, called it the best thing he's ever been a part of creatively. Which, of course, let's be honest here, is actually setting the bar pretty high. But here's the thing, I absolutely loved It's for the Kids. I actually think it's one of the best songs Anthrax have released in a very long time. But this one simply blew me away. And if the rest of the album is at least half as good as these 2 songs, well, in my opinion, there is actually a very, and I mean like very high chance, which Cursum Perficio, which, just a reminder, will be out on September 18th, is actually going to be the strongest album this band has ever released in their career. Although, once again, given how long we've been waiting for it, I won't believe it is out until I actually physically hold it in my hands. And here, guys, a huge shout out and a thank you to all my patrons and the YouTube channel members. Guys, thanks to you and thanks to everyone who purchases Metal Bunker merch from all around the world. I'm actually able to release these videos for you. And there is actually a very special video available for all of the patrons and YouTube channel members, which you should definitely not be missing already. So if you want to check it out, or if you want to join our incredible communities, just know that you can do so via the links in the description to this video. Accept robbery. Accept became victims of robbery. Yes, German heavy metal legends were old school robbed en route from Barcelona to Germany.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
And so, according to the band's statement, while traveling from Barcelona, Accept's track was hijacked and robbed. No, seriously, like hijacked. And amongst the many stolen items was Wolf Hoffmann's guitar, famous Warwick WH1, an exclusive V-shaped guitar named Rise of Chaos, which I am more than sure pretty much every Accept fan knows is Wolf's favorite instrument that he does play on pretty much every live gig of Accept. And so now Accept, not really trusting police that much, are asking fans for the help. Asking anyone who will see the guitar in any pawn shop or any online trading platform to immediately let them know about it. Even promising a $2,000 reward for anyone who helps get it back. And you know what? As we all learned from the infamous Lemmy's hat story, this is literally the best and possibly the only way to get that guitar back. But still, I kinda cannot believe it. Like, who the flip hijacks and robs a music track these days? No, seriously, the world has gone absolutely mad. Mastodon in the Room. Mastodon continues to honor their fallen ex-guitarist Brent Hinds, who, as we all of course remember, passed away last year after a road accident just months after leaving Mastodon. And so this week, American metal veterans released a short film dedicated to Hinds. And according to the band, this 35 minutes long movie titled Mastodon in the Room is an opportunity to honor guitarists for all of those who could not attend other memorials and tributes, like for example a stained glass mural at Hellfest or a recently opened monument in Atlanta, Georgia. By the way, that monument was actually opened at the same intersection where Hinds' fatal crash took place. And it features 4 panels with 2 photos and 2 signs, one of which states "Look twice, save a life," accompanied by the silhouette of a motorcyclist. And it looks like it will be by far not the last memorial the band and the metal community around the world throws for the legendary guitarist. And here's the thing, I actually saw Mastodon just a week ago at the Rock Imperium Festival, and I gotta say that when the band dedicated their latest song, Your Ghost Again, to the memory of the legendary Brent Hinds, it was possibly the most emotional moment of that entire show for me and pretty much for everyone who was in the pit that night. And now the time has come for your favorite part of the video, so let's take a look at 5 latest metal releases from this week, which although did not get their own segments in this video, are still definitely worthy of your attention. Amon Amarth released Uphav, the band's first ever acoustic recording and a striking departure from their signature sound. Built around verses from the Voluspa, the opening poem of the Poetic Edda, the song strips away the band's trademark heaviness in favor of a solemn, atmospheric interpretation of Norse mythology. Produced by Jacob Hansen, Uphav serves as a glimpse into the band's next creative chapter, which the band teases is coming very soon. Exumer released Death Mask Messiah, the title track from their upcoming 6th album of the same name, due on August 28th via Metal Blade Records. The album is the band's first studio release in 7 years, and according to vocalist Mam V. Stein, marks a deliberate return to a more aggressive, in-your-face style, while maintaining the spirit of Exumer's 1980s roots. Death Mask! Death Messiah! DevilDriver released Strike and Kill, their 11th studio album via Napalm Records. Frontman Des Fafar revealed that the material was written over nearly 3 years, with so many strong songs that choosing the singles became one of the biggest challenges. He also described the record as a return to DevilDriver's early aggression, saying the band wanted to get it all out, both musically and lyrically. Xandria released North Star, the 3rd single from their upcoming album Eclipse, due on August 7th via Napalm Records. The song showcases another side of the album, combining symphonic metal with cinematic orchestration and highlighting the versatility of vocalist Ambre Vorvahis. North Star also continues the band's concept of presenting each single as a different facet of the musical journey that defines Eclipse. The tyrant we see,
dreams, killing for vanity.
Visions of Atlantis and Saltatio Mortis joined forces for Reckless Sailor Black Flag Rises, a collaboration inspired by the world of Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag. The track brings together the pirate metal atmosphere of Visions of Atlantis with Saltatio Mortis' medieval folk influences, creating an anthem celebrating freedom, rebellion, and life at sea. It was released as part of a promotional campaign surrounding the return of the iconic pirate-themed universe.
What shall we do with Reckless Sailor?
The Megadeth Scandal. Megadeth faced some problems as the thrash metal legends show at Evil Life Festival in Lisbon, Portugal, which was supposed to take place on July 5th, was cancelled after it was actually supposed to begin.
What?
And so, first of all, according to the band's official statement on Instagram, it all happened because of the technical issues beyond their control that made Megadeth pretty much unable to play in the capital of Portugal. But rather soon, one of their Megadeth fans, Rodrigo, actually issued his own statement and the account of what happened that night. And according to him, the stage was actually fully prepared for the show around 20 minutes before the planned start. But after the show was already supposed to begin, the crew members began repeatedly test the guitars and other stage equipment, after which some of them went to the FOH console, where it looks like they were trying to troubleshoot some rather serious problem. And roughly after 30 minutes of such troubleshooting, so way after the supposed start of the concert, there came an announcement that Megadeth had to cancel their performance that night. Which, needless to say, was not met enthusiastically by all the fans who were attending that venue that night, with many of them chanting for refunds, and some even frustratingly throwing cups on stage. But here's the craziest thing, is that later on, the festival promoter Prime Arteris actually posted their own statement, stating that it was the Megadeth representatives who communicated the cancellation of the show. And according to them, everything was actually prepared for the show from their side. And the promoters themselves found out about the cancellation just moments before the scheduled start time of the show. And here's the thing, I'm more than sure that if Megadeth had to cancel their show, well, there was some pretty serious technical problems going on that night. The problem is, and what many fans seem rather frustrated about, is that at least as of right now, when I'm recording this video, absolutely zero additional information has been provided by Megadeth or anybody else. So it looks like it actually is just the beginning of this story. Loss in the world of black metal. Former longtime bassist of the Swedish black metal legends Marduk Roger Svensson passed away this July 4th, being just 61 years old. Marduk's official statement on social media does not exactly state or suggest possible reasons of Svensson's death, and its message ends with the Swedish words meaning "eternal is the fame of death." And as of right now, we still have no official information as per what exactly caused his passing. But just a reminder, Roger Svensson played in Marduk from 1992 to 2004, being the band's second bassist after the founding member Rickard Kalm. And together with Marduk, Roger recorded 7 studio albums, spanning from their second release, Those of the Unlight, released in 1992, to World Funeral, released back in 2002. In addition to that, Svensson was also the founder of the Viking metal band Allegiance, with which Roger recorded all 3 of their studio albums, as their vocalist and guitarist. So yeah, together whether you are a fan of black metal or not, it doesn't even matter. On behalf of all the metal pilgrims around the world, we just want to issue our condolences to the friends and family of the legendary bassist, and thank him for the incredible input he had on the world of extreme metal music. Iron Maiden at EDDFEST. It's finally happening! The most anticipated event of the year for all the die-hard Iron Maiden fans is finally happening this weekend. As right now, Iron Maiden are kicking off their official 50th anniversary party at Knebworth with their EDDFEST.
I think every band has kind of got an association or connection to Maiden.
Now, judging by the first day of the festival, the venue itself is simply packed by all the different activities made specifically for Iron Maiden fans, ranging from drinking the Trooper to imagining yourself as Eddie and throwing axes at imaginary enemies. Yet the biggest attraction for all the Iron Maiden nerds, like myself, and like I'm more than sure many of the people who actually watch this channel, is of course the Infinite Dreams Museum, a visual celebration of the 50 years of Iron Maiden, celebrating the band's entire legacy by telling the story of their stage prompts. And we are actually talking about some of the most legendary ones from the 1980s and onwards, including the Number of the Beast Eddie, the Somewhere in Time Cyborg, the Power Slave Pharaoh, and even the Clairvoyant Eddie, which is actually pretty massive from what you can see from the photos, which is available for display for all the attendees. And which, let's be honest here, is basically the best possible gift an Iron Maiden fan could get.
It sounds really, really cool.
And of course, the culmination of the first day of the festival was the concert, performed by the bands which were crucial in the development of Iron Maiden, and headlined by nobody else but the legendary Blaze Bayley, who gave simply an incredible show that night. Oh, and by the way, Steve Harris himself was actually watching each and every one of those performances and did have a chance with pretty much everyone who performed that night, which once again shows why the flip we all love this man. Yet the culmination of this celebration will happen today, when Iron Maiden will be headlining the main stage of EDDFEST. And here's the thing, guys, to answer a popular question by so many of you, no, I'm actually not attending EDDFEST this year, despite having an invitation from the band, for which, by the way, I'm very thankful. But the thing is that, well, me and my wife were actually planning a trip to Disneyland for our girls for nearly a year now. And so instead of screaming the words from the Trooper this weekend, I'm actually screaming "Let It Go" from the top of my lungs. But nevertheless, this of course does not mean that there won't be a special feature on EDDFEST on the show very soon, especially given the whole fact that I actually do know, especially since I did hear about a couple of surprises which were planned for Iron Maiden fans for today on Saturday, and which are definitely worthy of discussing on this show. But anyways, what new music did you listen to this week? Please let us know in the comments. As always, thank you so much for watching this video, guys. Please don't forget to like it, comment under it, spread the word about this channel, and subscribe to it, of course, and join our communities on Instagram, X, Threads, Facebook, Discord, and anywhere else you can post content these days. I actually post rather different content on different social media platforms. But most importantly, thank you so much for all your support, and we will prevail. Slava Ukraini!